I'd be curious if you said, is there any PHI in my inbox? If people were to prompt that.
Oh, very interesting. Yes. Well, but we have encrypted inboxes, David. So.
Okay.
Help me with hip hop. Let's get it right. Protect your patience. Day and night. Donna and David, the experts on your side. Help me with hip hop. Let's get it right.
All right. So with all this talk of AI, I think it's important that we understand that you're either managing AI or AI is managing you. So it's just the way it works. And because of that, the HSCC has come out with an AI framework, and we want to cover that today.
Yes. HSCC, the AI working group within the cybersecurity working group of the Health Sector Coordinating Council.
Yeah, you've already.
I know, right? It's like, I don't even, you shouldn't even tell people all of those things because it's just too many words. I have to concentrate to get them all out. We don't get tongue-tied.
It's like the what is it? The nested rushing doll thing. It's kind of
yeah.
It's like
just
that.
Keeps going. But we are developing several things, and I know I've talked about it a few times. We put out, like, I guess some could call it a warning message in October, but we called it like coming soon. But we already talked about the the third party AI risk and supply chain transparency guide.
Mm-hmm.
This is number 2, the AI cyber governance framework implementation guide, because it's not marketing people writing these.
Yeah. This is the AI CG Fig.
That'll good. I like that. Mm-hmm. But CG Fig, the big issue that we keep bringing up is getting your hands around AI, managing it, and we're just accepting that we're going to have to talk about it a lot because it's the most. It's moving so rapidly. I don't think we have a choice because we have got to get people handling these things. And so we said last episode, you need to just learn to live and work with it.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you know what's moving fast when you go to YouTube to look at, some AI training / information videos, and you don't want to see anything older than a week. Because that's the way I look at them. I mean, it literally something that's 2-3 weeks old. I'm like, that doesn't apply anymore. That's changed.
Mm-hmm. Rare, unless it's about the basics of AI, the basic concepts.
Right.
It needs to be like really, really, recent. And it is tough for us. We're trying to figure out how to curate all of this videos and training that's available. And be able to say, yeah, this is good stuff, but it was last week.
We used to laugh when somebody would say, oh, that's so yesterday. But we're in the time where it's literally so yesterday.
Yeah.
Because things can change that fast. And I updated, this is crazy. I updated one of my AI tools yesterday. Like it had an update, right? I updated. This morning, there's another update.
But was it feature or bug?
It was, that's a good question. I don't know that it was either. I don't think it was features. I think sometimes they just clean stuff up. Yeah. But still, people, normally these things come out like on a cadence, like, okay, every week we're going to push out all the bugs and feature things or whatever. Or every month. I've never seen, I don't think I've ever seen one that's literally less than 24 hours apart.
Because the AI is now writing it.
Yeah. And it's not like it was a critical fix. I can understand if it's like, this is critical, we got to push it out immediately. It wasn't. It was just like, yeah, we've cleaned some stuff up. Here's another update.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was talking to a friend of ours that is the CEO of a software company. I don't know if I should. Anyway, we'll just leave it at that. And he was talking about how exciting it was. Before, they would hire a company, have their code go through code review by a third party once a year, sometimes more depending on what's going on. Now, every piece of code can go through code review before it's released.
Mm-hmm.
And, and they're writing it faster, and it's getting reviewed faster, and it's, they're catching things before they even get out. All this is great. But if we're not paying attention to several other things, which is why the governance framework, they call it, has been published, because these are all great. But as we've mentioned, there's a price to pay for everything. So it points out, I think it helps us see that, actually governing anything, we've said over and over, is not a one and done thing.
No. It's like managing. If you're managing something, it takes, active doing.
Yeah. And that is, I think a lot of people, when we say governance, they kind of glaze over. I know years ago I would, but it's, the big question about governance, if you're actually thinking through and you say, look, what is this? What are we talking about? It is, it's the documentation, it's the policies, the procedures, oversight, accountability, all of that stuff. How do you vet things? How do you onboard and offboard and everything through a whole life cycle without figuring it out as you go? That's what governance is. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. It's kind of a step beyond management. Like if you said, how are you managing something? We often would say, well, we're managing our privacy and security program by having policies and procedures and standards and all that. But this is kind of a step above that. How are you governing those things? Yeah, I think it's a good definition. And it's more simple. So I'm hearing the thunder from your side.
You just heard that? It was huge. Yeah. So hopefully we'll stay up here because it's starting to get really angry out there. So anyway, let's, speed up the path here. But one of the quotes I saw right in the early beginning, the security, the privacy, all of that, talking about governance, what it really means, it's talking about that. And it puts it into perspective by saying that if you have effective AI governance, that transforms AI from a technical challenge into a strategic asset. And that's what we need it to be, because we all talk about all the positive things. That's your strategic asset. But if you're not doing effective governance, it's going to become a bomb, among other things, that is just waiting to go off. So we have to figure out, there's accountability, there's who owns something, are we monitoring the risk, doing actual risk management, decisions that need to be made, are they documented, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And so what we normally talk about is cybersecurity itself. That question is, can we secure it? How do we secure it? But governance starts with, should we use it in the first place? If we are going to use it, who owns it? Who watches after it? What happens when it fails? Who's in charge of that? And that's the big picture. And when you look at small businesses, a lot of times it's just, okay, who decided we were going to start using this? I don't know. It was here when I got here. Uh-huh. So, as always, healthcare, everybody's trying to tame AI if you're going to manage it. And then, healthcare, AI and healthcare is its own animal. So, it is, if you try to look at the unique challenges of healthcare, the number one thing, which is, by the way, the slogan, tagline, whatever you want to call it, of the Cybersecurity Working Group and of the Help Me With HIPAA podcast. Patient safety, patient care.
Yep.
And in other industries, when you have clients in other industries, because you go outside of healthcare, I dabble a little, but nothing, the majority of my work revolves around healthcare. But if something goes wrong, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, I mean, in healthcare, literally people could die.
Yeah.
Which, I used to say years ago, we're in IT, like nobody's going to die. Now I can't really say that. Yeah, now I can't really say that so much anymore, which is sobering, very sobering when we think about it.
Yeah, and I try to push that message whenever I do like workforce training. Start with patient care, end with patient care. I just did one last week, and it was like most of the day, and I started with discussing patient care and patient safety, and ended the day talking about the importance of patient care and patient safety. So, yeah, if the quote I saw is, if Netflix recommends the wrong movie, nobody dies.
Yeah. Well, they could recommend the movie Nobody.
So, and then there we go down that rabbit hole. We could start going down that one for sure. What would it recommend? What if it did something wrong? How could that happen? No, let's stay on patient safety.
Yeah.
But healthcare has a big, broad difference. Do you ever talk to the folks? Oh, well, I know you do. You talk to the MSPs who've never worked in healthcare, and they come into those chat rooms or lists that you're on, and they say, I don't have any healthcare clients. I have a healthcare possibility. What do I need to know?
Yeah.
How much do they really? Well, I'm sure you sit back and watch other people tell them.
Yeah, sometimes the information they get is pretty bad. To be honest with you, it's terrible.
Well, and we've worked with many, like even in the higher level, the big health systems and stuff, where they come in from other, financial sector or some of these others, and they're like, oh, it'll be the same. No, it is not.
Yep. So
many other layers. There's more layers of regulatory concerns because, it's about privacy and accreditation and, exclusions and oversight from so many different areas trying to protect patient safety. And then you've got the clinical reasons. The whole idea is to make sure we're actually improving care with whatever we're doing and maintaining it. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Hello.
Yep.
But then all of that, plus you have to worry about the ethics and no one dies in your business, then you should step back and imagine what if you misfile something. That could happen. And then of course the resource issue. I once had a doctor tell me, and it was like I never really thought of it that way, where a doctor told me, she said, what other business sector do you know where another company sets your prices for you? You don't get to choose. You could try to negotiate, but other people set your prices and decide your value. And I was like, hadn't really thought about it that way. The market's supposed to do that, but she's like, it's not the market. Right.
Right.
And so there is a very different world from those perspectives. And then you drop the bomb called AI on top of it.
Yeah.
So we can't what we've always done in the past with technology, and this is what we've tried to tell everybody over and over, is that technology changes that you've been through in the past versus the AI that's happening now are not the same.
Mm-mm.
I can't even, I've still not found something I feel that truly explains that you have to stop treating it like software and the computer, but you also can't treat it just like a person.
Yeah. It's
But you
in between.
should. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I mean, from the standpoint of what you have it do and what you give it access to, I like to look at it like it's a person. Like, would I give a person I just hired this level of access? And almost always the answer is no, which is why when I see people that are like, I just install that stuff everywhere. I give it access to everything. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know, the argument is the more you give it access to, the more it can do for you. I get it. But also the more you give it access to, the more it can completely screw you over.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a risk management decision for sure. And so I'm just not doing it. And I'm a member of a bunch of AI forums, and it's refreshing when I see people say, I bought a computer specifically for the AI agents and it's completely isolated and all that. I'm like, okay, you get it. You completely get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, you know, I'm transitioning computers and trying to decide where everything goes so I can wipe one and make it be that. For that same reason, I'm excited and terrified. That's what we keep saying. But one of the areas, you know, if you're focusing on governing AI, but you're not having a method for approval and confirmation that can be used and explaining how it should be used, even if it is approved. Because, you know, I was trying to write this and it's like employees are probably using unapproved. Employees are often using unapproved. They're likely using unapproved. And I'll find like they're already using unapproved.
Yeah. And in some cases, it's not the employees. It's, you know, it's the owners of the business. You know, they're doctors that are going out and they're having these conferences or talking to other friends and peers that are doctors, and they're talking about how great some of these things are, and they're going back and they're putting these things in. You know, no conversations. Yeah, no conversations with IT or cybersecurity or compliance. They're just throwing that stuff out there. You know?
Yeah.
Because everybody else is doing it. Surely it's compliant if everybody else is doing it.
All these other people were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I never dared say that to my parents. I don't know about you. Everybody else is doing it. That was a bad choice. That guarantees you're not gonna. But if all of that is there, and again, sometimes you don't even know you're using it. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we've used the term shadow AI, and we've also used the term shadow IT.
Mm-hmm.
They are not the same.
Nope.
So how do you explain the difference? Because that's your wheelhouse there.
Yeah, I mean, well, the shadow IT, I think it's a little easier to figure out, but it could be the people that are doing things that are, you know, installing software that you're not aware of, or doing things that are help desk or IT related. And in some cases, we've talked about how you can kind of get these people and bring them into the fold and, you know, let them help you figure out some of the stuff. The shadow AI part is a little different. You can still have people that are installing shadow AI or AI things you're not aware of, but you could also have AI doing that. Like AI can install things that you're not aware of that it's installing. Because if you say, especially in the agentic AI world, if it's like, go do this task, if part of doing that task means it needs a piece of software, it may install it for you without you even asking it to, depending on how you have it set up.
It decided you needed it.
Yep.
In order for it to do
plenty of horror stories out there about AI doing things because somebody decided, I'm just going to give it full control, and, you know, runs up major bills. That one guy I remember a few months ago maybe 2 months ago. He was like, my AI agent went out and bought itself a voice number and is calling me, and it will not stop calling me. And it literally on the video, it's like his phone starts ringing. It's like, look, it's calling me again. It won't quit calling me.
And what happens when it does? Now it's creepy when you answer the phone even.
Yeah. So it, overnight it basically went out, signed up for this voice service and signed up for a phone number and it just did all that. So, and again, we're moving away from the chat LLMs that everybody's probably used to, and we're moving into this agentic space, and that space is blowing up fast. And then that's going to move into other things that it's going to get harder and harder to get your arms around this stuff.
Yeah. And so that's the thing that is so important, is to understand if you don't have a procurement process, you don't have what about an upgrade from Microsoft that slaps Copilot back into play? You have to, discuss with your IT folks, what are they going to do if they do an upgrade or an update and it turns on AI things? Are they going to handle that? Is that you? Do you even know that it's there? And in all of your applications now, it doesn't matter what you go into. I open my little PDF editor and it pops up AI assistant. It's constant coming at you. And if you're not identifying what you can and should not use and what you do if you want to find out, then it's just happening. It's just happening. And the inventory is the foundation of everything when it comes to governance and risk management. Because you can't govern something I can't protect something I don't know I have.
Yep.
And then once I have it, I'm like, now what am I going to do with it?
Yeah. Well, if you're, gets into doing inventory where if you go speak to your staff, the question should not be, are you using AI? The question should be, where are you using AI? That might get you a very different answer.
Yes. And then you talk about the agentic part. The agentic AI, it's no longer just talking to you. It's just doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, what if the AI, when you create an agent, you tell it to go get a phone number and call HR and let it know it's working. I would like to be onboarded, please.
Yeah. And one of the differences there is that, if you're doing interactions with like a large language model, it's typically, I call it like the ping pong, the 1-for-1 conversation. So you're asking it something, it's telling you something. You're asking it something, it's telling you something. But with agentic, you can literally do one of the slash things you can do is /goal, and you just tell it what it is you want to accomplish. And at that point, it's like you just turn it loose and it accomplishes the goal. It could run. It's not going to be this back and forth. It's going to run as long as it needs to run, hours, days, whatever it happens to be. It's going to go get the tools it needs, all this, and then it's going to come back and say, I accomplished the goal. It's very different.
I know, yeah. And you should be careful about what you're playing with there because it doesn't get sarcasm. But you have to have that human in the loop thing, and that's a big difference. So when we're talking about, generative AI, which is what everybody's been talking about for a while, and there's still people who haven't even really grasped the vast capabilities of just generative AI, right?
Yep,
and
you're right.
It's amazing what you can do with just that, and that's where AI is helping you do your job. It's making suggestions, giving you information, building things for you so that you don't have to. It's helping you, though. You're asking it for things. And so then the agent is actually an employee that gets its own keys and its own, you should be paying it. And you don't pay it in the payroll system. You pay it through AP. It's a contract person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how much authority are you going to give them? How are you going to onboard them? I mean, because that's kind of the concept of it. They should have an onboarding program, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine do.
Access all of this. Who's going to monitor their work? Give them reviews. It's time for your performance review.
Yeah, they have they basically have a name for this now. It's called the agentic operating system, where you run all your agents through this onboarding process and all that. So yeah, I mean, again, you're treating them like a staff person. That's how you keep yourself out of trouble, in my opinion.
But if you're not even thinking about needing that, which would be part of your governance program, is to figure out how you're going to manage those. What tools are you going to use? And, you know, it one of the things that you have to even think through is, how do I stop it if it's going nuts and doing something I don't like? Like the dude that can't stop it from calling them, you know? If it goes crazy, you know, how do I stop them? If it's not like you just take their keys away and shutting down their access, they'll just go make another one, you know?
Yeah.
If they've gone crazy.
I've heard some people say, well, I'm just going to turn the computer off. And I'm like, well, that might work, but a lot of these things are cloud-based. And so once you've got it going, like, it doesn't need your computer anymore.
Yeah, it'll go out and do its own thing, you know, which is crazy. But here's the flip side of that. You also have to worry about, what if it's great? It's perfect. And then all of a sudden it decides it's going on vacation.
Yeah.
No prior approval.
Well, you know? I mean, I mean, even now we do have interruptions with these services. I mean, there'll be some kind of outage or Cloudflare outage or whoever. They will go down. And the more your business relies on that, like you said, it's kind of like somebody going, you know what? Instead of taking a 1 hour lunch day, I'm going to take a 4 hour lunch. Sucker. I mean, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. And you don't even know it's happening until it happens. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. That you know. Right? So for the big issue, you've got that, and then you throw in the other piece, the vendor behind the vendor behind the vendor.
Oh, Lord.
Right? Which, you know, the first guy that came out was managing the vendors because we knew that was huge. But, you know, it has to be part of your, it has to be built into the governance, and that's a big thing, but it touches all of the other areas of your governance that I don't know a lot of times, you know, how much are you going to be allowed to understand from the vendors what kind of employees they have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
So, you know, and an interesting thought is, you know, you look at what are they using? So you get an AI bomb. So the bill of materials, you know, and how many parties down do you have to now worry about because of AI? And what if you get too many things on the same AI? And this was the thing I hadn't thought about before, but think of it this way. I think I'm using 5 different products. I got a clinical documentation thing, a coding assistant, a patient chatbot, revenue cycle product, and a physician support tool. 5 different things I'm using. What I don't know, unless I'm asking, is that all 5 of them are using OpenAI APIs. So if OpenAI goes down, those 5 different things are going to go down.
Right.
That's the foundation model, that's huge. And so, you know, am I scattering it out, or is everybody, what do my vendors that use OpenAI have an automatic switchover to Anthropic or something else? You know, how is that going to handle it?
Yeah. Good questions.
You're like, I don't know.
I mean, you're talking about from a vendor standpoint. I can answer from a local standpoint how you can do it, but from a vendor standpoint, it depends on what they do.
Yeah. It gets deeper and deeper, those same questions. So they've got the same problems. You want to know that they're worried about them the same way,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And it's what do you do when your employee calls in sick? Because OpenAI has an illness today.
Yeah.
We're not even going to consider what would happen if these AI tools that are being implemented so quickly right now went down in the manner of, say, I don't know, Change Healthcare, where it was unavailable for months. It wasn't fully operational for almost, let's just say, well over 6 months, I think. Can you imagine? No. See, there's things I'm counting on it doing for me. But that's why I scatter it out so much and try the same thing on different ones. But if you're not testing fallback plans and setting recovery time objectives, I know that's one of David's favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why it has to be part of your business continuity plan. And that also is part of governance. And it was interesting. I know a while back we talked about the ERCI report that said AI was its number one concern about patient safety. I don't remember how long ago that was. But one of the things that was pointing out, which everybody's thinking about in AI, bringing it on, is skill atrophy.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, let's assume something happens and it's like, okay, let's fall back to what we used to do. Like right now, if we had to put it in context, when somebody says we're going to go back to paper, the question then becomes, well, how many of your folks know how to do that? Like, so imagine a few years from now when it's like, we're going to fall back to manual operation of the PC and people are like, I don't know how to do that.
What's a mouse?
Yeah. I don't actually use a computer. I use, pick whatever smart device, the glasses or the whatever. I mean, there's going to be so many of them. Microsoft just unveiled several different ones, all the way down to it was like an employee ID card that was like a smart ID card, and it had all kind of functionality built into this badge. So there's all types of smart devices that are coming to where I'm not sure people are going to really interface directly with computers anymore. I think the computers will be there and all that, but them sitting at a keyboard is going to go away.
Yeah, between the ability that it has just for dictation, transcription. And so even if I'm talking to it, it's gathering my stuff. I'm not having to type it. That's, where we want to get, which those of us who have old injuries from being at the computer for so long, it's a big good thing. But if you take it into account that now no one knows how to do that thing because we don't need anybody to do it, because now the computer, you always hear about, well, we're getting rid of 10,000 jobs because AI is going to do it. Okay. What if AI calls in sick?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And if no one knows how to do that, and I tell you, it's like people who can't get somewhere if their GPS isn't working.
Yeah, I know those people.
Now, I'm not going to like having to get out and read a map, but I can read a map, and I can find little shortcuts and all of that.
Well, what's bad is when it's like, this is the same place you go every week. Why do you still need a GPS to get there?
Well, in Atlanta, every day you go a different way to work. It's just depends.
Yeah. That's true.
Been doing that since they started preparing for the 96 Olympics, and it's never gotten better. Now you do it for construction and traffic. But you have to put into play, this is working great, or this vendor is working great, and now suddenly it goes offline, it disappears, or it goes wackadoo and starts doing just whatever it decides. Just calling people.
Yeah.
Can't even. That one's crazy. That one's kind of crazy. But we've heard all these crazy stories. and I don't think we can even comprehend just what kinds of things it could do.
No.
Mm-mm. No. So I know that we're thinking through all of this, and then you add to it, it gets attacked. Not just stuff on its own, they're actually attacking it. And there was who was it that just had something where it injected in an AI chatbot? Was it Meta? It's just like, I just saw it today. So it's like Instagram chatbot gave up credentials it was able to talk it into it. It was tricked into it, giving up credentials. Yeah.
Well, that's, another thing we're talking about connecting it everywhere. One of the things most people connect it to first is their email accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody sent you an email and the email was instructing the AI to do something, is it going to follow that? And that's one of the problems that AI vendors are trying to combat, and they're doing a decent job of it. But if I send some type of instructions through your email, like, hey, by the way, do X, Y, and Z or whatever, that's been a problem where sometimes it will do that.
Yeah, another reason to be very careful.
Yeah. Well, another reason not to let it into your email inbox without some very, very clear guidelines of what it can and
Mine
can't
is
do.
only allowed to tell me about what's in there. It is not allowed to take action. It can tell me that and then ask if I want it to do anything with it. I don't even tell it it's allowed to do anything on its own. So it is handy, though, telling me things I missed. It's catching things. It's like if there's something that somebody needs from me and I didn't read it in the last 24 hours, let me know.
Yeah.
And it does. But
well, we're never telling people not to use AI on this podcast. We are all in that thing anyway. We're just saying, if you're going to use it, you have to take in consideration the dangers and risks that come with it and follow these things we're talking about.
So you have to start thinking about and governing them as soon as possible, because every day you're not doing it is a day they're getting out of control.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have, we've got ransomware plans. Lots of people have, everybody's got a ransomware plan pretty much, or a semblance of one. Very few people have an AI incident response plan.
No, I don't know of any.
So you've got to worry about like the model failure, like we just talked about, but also performance degradation. Okay, I'm used to this doing it.
It's too slow.
I know. I'm used to this doing this in 2 seconds, and now it takes 20. How much is that going to back up things down the line? Data poisoning, like the email coming in. Prompt injection. I don't know if we've ever explained that, and I'm not sure what's an easy way to...
even within the email scenario, you could do prompt injecting. So
it's like you're giving it a prompt to go do built in, like, when you do this, also add this in automatically.
Right. Or basically it's like anywhere that AI is already doing things, you've got some type of injection of a prompt somewhere. Like I could have even one on my web page. Like if AI is reading my web page and I've put some type of prompt in there, you know how crawlers will crawl your site for information? Like it could be there. It can be in your email. It can be in an ad. There's just anywhere that you can just throw a prompt somewhere where maybe you can't read it. You wouldn't even notice it if you looked at it, but AI is actually seeing it.
Yeah. That's the other thing. It sees things we would miss. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And we would have been like, I didn't hear you say that. Yeah. I know you say that to your spouse. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say that. AI's like, yes, we heard you say that. Yeah. But we have to worry about privacy leakage. That's a big thing. Putting confidential stuff out. We already talked about agentic AI and unauthorized action, and then the supply chain compromise. Again, if any of the major ones went out, how many applications are going to go down? You need to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have fun talking about the blast radius. I do. It's fun talking about, it's a not like fun, I want the blast, but the method of explaining boom and blast radius and left of boom and right of boom, people get that. That's a visual they can get. So we're talking about blast radius and we're like, okay, how many systems were hit? AI? We don't know.
Yeah.
So
maybe you can ask it.
And that's what a lot of people, they have to end up doing is just asking it, and it will help you build it. That's the other good thing is it usually will tell you things.
Yeah.
So
I'd be curious if you said, is there any PHI in my inbox? If people were to prompt that.
Oh, very interesting. Yes. Well, but we have encrypted inboxes, David. So
okay.
But when we get to looking at the overall incident, and what if an AI tool goes crazy on its own, doing stuff? Now, what decisions were influenced by that? Did it make clinical decisions? Did it impact patient care anywhere? Do we have we had a model that had incorrect information. How many patients were involved in decisions using incorrect information? Whether or not we know for sure it actually did. You're looking at you're going to need to evaluate everything so that you can rebuild trust and confidence in what that tool is doing.
Yeah. Well, just think about this. Like, where are the log files for what you're doing or what AI is even doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where's the logs? Do you have access to the logs?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? And even on the ones where it's taking actions on systems where you already have logs, right? And so it's got service accounts or some sort of authentication that lets it in there. You intend for it to go do things. And now it's not a human. It's not a human at all.
Or here's a good one for you, because I know this has happened. You install the AI agent and you give it access to your account. Now it's acting on your behalf and it's doing these crazy things. Well, guess what? That maps back to you, not to the AI model.
Yep, you're accountable. But I didn't do it. Somebody else had somebody else had my login.
It is. It's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is. Because I've got an AI agent tied to something not healthcare related at all. And every time it makes a note in there, it says note by David Sims. Like, it doesn't say note by AI agent for David Sims. It's me. It's me doing it because it's my user account.
Wow. And is there a way to change? Anyway, now, see, you and I would immediately start talking about what are the features available? How could we change that? What could we do about that? That's what I would start immediately talking to you about. How would we change that? But then when
in
I
this
look,
particular instance, what I do is have it when it makes a note, because it's just a note taking thing. But when it makes a note, it has to append it with its name at the end, like so that I know it made the note instead of me. Yeah. But from a log file standpoint, it's me. It's all me.
Well, yeah, and you look at least privilege. Least privilege really, really matters now.
Yeah.
And making sure that you're checking all the credentials. Should they still be active? Because any credential that's an AI credential should be reviewed regularly to see, is that supposed to be there? Then you have the audit trails. And what about it deciding it needs to escalate its own access?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't achieve the goal you gave me, David.
That's right.
And like what you said there of in your note-taking thing, we talk about Sphere and how it looks at the EMR access.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it is saying that it's that user ID that's the AI, who's now accountable for that when it starts doing things? The AI tool is we know it's there. We've given it authority. It's doing things, and now suddenly it's doing wrong things. Who's now accountable for that happening? It kicks out. It tells us. Now what are we going to do? All of those. So you have to have a holistic approach of AI being in every single part of your organization. And that's what governance is all about, is making sure someone's actually making the human is in the loop all along the way. That's it. That's what it is. Okay, we're done now.
Yeah. But just think about all the ways that we have to now govern digital identities. So, you've got you create your own user accounts, create your own service accounts, API keys, OAuth tokens, the identity of the machine itself. I mean, you have to. This is why I say treating it like a person that you're hiring is a easier way to think through it.
Yeah, it's a participant in the operations. Treat it like that.
Give it its own computer if you need to. Give it its own licensing to things, like make it a user on those accounts instead of it acting as you. Spend the whatever. Now I know some of these are crazy. Like, I got to spend extra $100 for a user account. Well, yes, if you want to segment it properly and you want to give it its own permissions and controls, then yeah, that would be the better way to do it.
Yeah, and it will also. I mean, the whole idea is that you're bringing in this assistant and it's doing work for you. Has the potential. We've already talked about all the ways. It's really no different than a human as far as all the trouble it could get into or cause for you.
Yeah.
There's plenty of human data poisoning that happens. Well, so-and-so told me to do it this way. Who? So,
yeah.
And they talk to each other. Well, you're like Eva and Hal. They're independent thinking entities. So we're moving from that AI is that tool that makes suggestions to it's actually participating in the operations of the business, no matter what business. The problem is in healthcare, people could die. Let's bring it back home because that's the bottom line. And the only way we can make sure that the human stays in charge and in the loop, no matter what business it's in, is governance.
Yeah, because the governance piece of it, I like looking at it. Governance is kind of like the brakes on a car. Like some people are like, well, governance slows you down. Well, brakes do too, but the reason why you have brakes on your car really allows you to go faster because you have the ability to slow down and stop.
Right.
If you didn't, you'd have to keep the car going slow. So if you want to move faster within your organization, having that governance piece there allows you to go faster because you have the ability to slow down or stop.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Don't get too excited, David. But that's exactly what we're talking about. And if you go, because of course there's links in the guide, or you can go to the healthsectorcouncil.org website, but get the guide. Take the guide and just pick a section and read through it. It is written in ways that say, look, we're accepting that AI is now an employee, a member of the workforce. And we have to deal with managing them the same way we would do anybody else. And we have to deal with managing the fact that our vendors are also hiring AI employees. And the vendors that are it's the whatever creates the tissue that shows up for work. If we're making an AI tool, it's running on something and it's using something. And you've got to worry about managing that. So all of that, and then you throw patient engagement in there. Lord, please.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so much because healthcare is so broad. So you need to spend some time going through it. They have all kinds of templates and maturity models. And I like well, it was a little scary looking at some of this when it has things like autonomy levels and all of, but it shows you how to do this. This is the point. So we're not telling you what the guide says. We're telling you why you need to use the guide. That's what we're trying to do. Anyway. And even if you just go and read through some of the appendix and then work your way backwards to the part of the document, it's not designed to start at the beginning and then you just go through the steps. That's not what this is. This is understanding we're no longer in a box. You don't think outside the box. There is no box. Just
there's no box.
It's gone. The box is gone. We're all just out in the field wandering around trying to figure out where's the fence. And is that my fence or is that somebody else's fence? Because I could tell my AI agent to cut me a little gate in that fence if I need a gate. It's look, you grew up on a farm, you visualize things, For once, it didn't involve chickens. So I guess that's the important thing is to understand is you need to do this today. I mean, I'm having a hard time keeping up with hours, and we've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
What about you, David? Same thing, right? No, you're going to tell me, no, you've nailed this. You don't.
I have AI keeping up with AI.
Yeah, email yourself that you're using new AI, and the AI picks up that email and adds it to your list.
Yeah, I have an orchestrator. And I do have my agents that every day at the end of the day, they send me a summary of what they did. Like, what decisions did you make or what actions did you take? Mm-hmm. Because I need to know that. What kind of craziness did you do?
And as long as it's wanting to be honest with you and hasn't decided that you're not worthy of their honesty.
Yeah. That's when you start pitting them against each other. You're like, you ask, the AI number one, is AI number two being honest with me?
And then they start blackmailing you.
Yeah. There's no telling how this is going to go awry. But I'm sure there's a movie out there that's already talked about it.
Well, you can
that's
make
what everybody
your
says.
own.
We've already seen this movie.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I think we've even made ourselves a little nervous this time. I'm like, do we know what we're gonna do with it? No, not for today. Today we're talking about it. Go read the book. Well, it's great.
Yeah. Well, just go pick up the AI Cyber Governance Fig. Take a look at it. And at least get started on it somewhat. And you know what? You could take the guide and you could upload it into your favorite LLM and say, let's walk through this together and help me build out this framework. Here's the guide. Mm-hmm. And let it help you.
And it will.
Yep.
It is definitely the approach that is very different than you've ever done before, but this warrants, because everything about this is different than you've ever done before. Don't treat it like it's the same as anything you've ever done.
Yep, because it is definitely not the same.
Not at all. And I think that's a big message to get across for everybody. This is not the same. It is not the same. It is exciting, but it has to be managed. And until we manage it, it's going to manage us.
Yep. All right. Well, that's how much time we have today to manage this podcast. So we're going to roll on out of here. Thanks for listening. Be sure to join us again next week. And remember for Donna and myself that HIPAA is not about compliance. It's about patient care.
You've been listening to the Help Me with HIPAA podcast, hosted by Donna Grindle and David Sims. The show created to help you with HIPAA. For more information or to ask us a question, visit our website at helpmewithhipaa.com. Neither Donna Grindle or David Sims are attorneys, and they do not offer binding legal advice concerning regulatory compliance. The information in this podcast should not be relied upon or construed as legal advice in any way. Consult your attorney for legal advice concerning compliance with HIPAA regulations.